So I want to talk about Star Wars The Last Jedi, and before I go into this video, I just want to say that this is going to be a speculation slash theory video, but it may contain a major spoiler on accident. In other words, I may have guessed something, accidentally, and I might actually get it right. So I'm just letting you know ahead of time, that this may spoil the movie if I'm right. But it's not a spoiler, it's just a theory here. So I've been looking back at not just the promotional for The Last Jedi, but also the promotional for Force Awakens, right? And one thing about The Force Awakens that people are forgetting, Episode 7, is that there were a lot of edits made to that film based on the original runtime. And the Blu-ray release does not have all deleted scenes. There are more deleted scenes that have not been restored, but also there were major changes made to the script because, from what I understand, they felt that they were giving away a little bit too much in the original script about where the trilogy was going. So they decided to take parts of it out and hold off on it until Episode 8 and, of course, Episode 9. But with the Star Wars marketing team and the novelization people, I guess you can say, not exactly being aware of all these changes, there were some leftover things. And when you analyze these leftover things, there's a lot of clues that tell me that Rey is not who she appears to be. And I think there's a lot of misdirection going on in the promotion of this. There's a lot of, secrets being withheld. So I'm going to get into exactly why I believe what I believe. I think that there is a very good possibility that Kylo Ren is not the student that destroyed the Jedi Academy that Luke was starting to create. I think it may have actually been Rey. Now, if you remember what Han Solo said in Force Awakens, he said that one of his students, had rebelled and killed all the Jedi he was training, right? Now, there's that, and Han Solo never really specified who that was. We know that Kylo Ren did turn and eventually join Snoke. I mean, that's obvious, but was Kylo the one who actually destroyed the Jedi, the new Jedi? I think it was Rey. There are a lot of clues given to us in the new Star Wars Last Jedi trailer and in a lot of the stuff that had come out, like the novel. For example, Kylo Ren knows who Rey is, and obviously when the film was finally edited and released, they somewhat subtly hinted at this, but they never really gave it away. For example, in the scene, Kylo, Adam Driver's always got this familiarity for Rey, like he's seen her before. But in the book version, there are a lot of other clues that lead me to believe that this is that he knows who she is. Way more clues. There's a line in the book when Rey grabs the lightsaber from the snow. Kylo Ren goes, "So it is you." He knows who she is, and she's obviously somebody who is important and somebody who is someone from the past and someone who's powerful. Don't forget, earlier in the film version, Snoke says, "There has been an awakening, have you felt it?" And Kylo Ren says, "Yes." The awakening of the Force awakening, is the Force awakening inside of Rey. And you see this throughout the film as Rey becomes more and more powerful, more and more comfortable using the Force, and even manages to defeat Kylo Ren. Now, obviously Kylo Ren was injured and he wasn't really emotionally there. He had just got done killing his father, but she still got the win over a guy who was at least partially trained by Luke. So that's interesting to me. Now, another piece of clues, another piece of evidence tells me that there's more to the connection between Kylo and Rey is when Kylo, there's one of the early toys that came out, and I mean like before Force Awakens came out, one of the talking Kylo Rens. Kylo Ren says, "You're a scavenger?" So there had to have been a line in the movie where he knew who she was and he was surprised that she was a scavenger. So a lot of folks thought that maybe her and Kylo were going to be brother and sister, and that's still a possibility, that maybe Han and Leia did have another kid, but they haven't told her yet. I don't think that's the case anymore. Is she Luke's kid? Maybe. The point is that we are being misdirected completely. During the Force back, when Rey touches the lightsaber, You see Kylo Ren, the Knights of Ren, and you see a bunch of bodies around them with rain coming down. Now, the bodies with rain coming down is not the same scene from The Last Jedi promotional material of the Jedi Academy burning down. Those look like two completely different scenes. So the scene of Kylo and the Knights of Ren might be a totally different time, and we are meant to think that those are dead Jedi. But they might not be dead Jedi. That might be a totally different vision that she is having. Those might be other dead characters that we're seeing. There's no other lightsabers anywhere around those dead bodies. So again, that leads me to believe that there's more to the story. They're hiding things. They are obviously hiding things. Another clue is in the beginning of the trailer, of the Last Jedi trailer, you hear Supreme Leader Snoke talking about, when I first found you, I saw raw power. You know, and you're meant to believe he's talking about Kylo Ren. But later on in the same trailer, you've got Luke saying, the last time that I saw power like this, it didn't scare me. This time it does. And he's obviously talking about Rey, because I presume that scene is not of him and Kylo. It's him on Ahch-To with Rey. Snoke knows who Rey is, homie. Luke knows who Rey is. In fact, in the original script, the line in the original script says that Luke gazed upon her with a strange familiarity. He knows who she is. Everybody knows who she is except for her. She had to have had her memory erased or something. But I'm guessing the situation here, my guess, my prediction, is that Rey was one of Luke's students and that her parents left her there to get trained because she had Force abilities since she was a baby, but her raw Force powers were too strong, and one day she exploded and killed everybody. Not even purposely, on accident. She lost control of her power and people died. And either she had her memory wiped by Luke, or she purposely, when she goes out on a rage, she loses her memory and she has to remember who she is. And that might be why she forgot all the details of her parents and things like that, you know. She is on Jakku for so many years just scavenging. And perhaps what happened was, when she went completely bonkers, Kylo or Luke dropped her off on Jakku to keep her safe there with Unkar Plutt until the time came. And it makes more sense that Kylo was the one that dropped her off there, not Luke. Because Luke doesn't seem like the kind of guy who would be friends with Unkar Plutt, but Kylo does. The clues are there, people. I don't think Kylo destroyed the Jedi Order, the Luke's Jedi Order. I think it was Rey. And I think the big twist in the movies, we're going to find out it was her, and that Kylo was still a good guy even when all these things happened. He got recruited to Snoke later. In fact, I'm willing to bet that he probably saw her power and wanted some of it, and Snoke seduced him because of that, saying, oh, well, no, you should be the chosen one because Darth Vader, your grandfather, was. You have to learn the dark side. The same thing that Palpatine told Vader. You can't just learn the light side, the dogmatic, narrow view of the Jedi. You've got to learn the dark side. And I think that's what happened here. I think it's a complete misdirection. We are meant to believe that Kylo is the one who betrayed Luke, when at the end of the day, the truth's going to come out that it was Rey who did it. Not betrayed, because Kylo did betray Luke, don't get me wrong. But Rey was the one who lost control of her power and accidentally killed Luke's Jedi trainees. That is my theory. Do you think I am out of my mind? Or do you think I may have figured it out? Let me know in the comments. I think that this is going to be the big twist. And then at the end of episode 8, I think Rey's, or maybe even in the middle, Rey's going to have to think and say, okay, well, I can't even control my own power. Should I even keep training, or am I a liability to the galaxy? Which I think is why Luke, I think in episode 8, I think Luke is going to hesitate and resist training her until the Force ghost of Yoda or Obi-Wan appears and tells him that he needs to train her because she's the galaxy's only hope. I really believe that, because I think Snoke is too dangerous to be kept alive, and I think they have to get rid of Snoke soon, and she might be the only one powerful enough to actually do it, because Snoke seems like a pretty strong dude, which may lead to that confrontation in the trailer of Snoke and Rey going at it, or at least him holding her back. I don't know. But I'm telling you right now, Rey is the one who did it. Let me know your thoughts. Thank you for checking out this Star Wars discussion. I'll talk to y'all soon.